Alright, good morning everybody. Welcome to ChrisKonkleVlogs. This channel is all about helping you master construction so that you can become an industry leader. Today we're going to be talking about drones in construction and how they relate to building information modeling and augmented reality. And some of the regulations, like the legislature that has to, some of the things that have to happen in government to, just to regulate their use. Right away, hopping into this is a Denver Post article, and like I said before, guys, the links are in the description, so you're more than welcome to follow along. If you're watching in the replay, then those links are always going to be there for your reference, right? So I've gone through all of these pages, and they're very text heavy, so it might be a short stream if no one shows up today. But starting off right away here, so PCL has quite a few drones in action, right? So they're one of the leaders right now. They have like 20 drones and 11 licensed pilots. So what's going on here, right? What are we using drones for? Well, right now we're using them to for as-built, like recording site conditions and stuff like that, right? So that's directly related to the building information modeling, the augmented reality, right? So they're able to scan an entire construction site obviously a lot quicker than the 2 to 3 personnel that would have to be used to do it, right? Which would take up to 2 to 3 days, we'll say, right? So it maps out the construction site a lot quicker. Now we're going to be getting into there's uses for this in the planning stage, in the bid stage, and during the construction phase as well, right? They're starting to implement it into the ground operations as well. Okay, so I'm just going to go. This guy here is obviously a PCL pilot. PCL's head office is in Denver, Colorado. This to see here, he's overlaying the imaging from the drones and putting it against the contract documents here. It's pretty neat stuff. I can't say that where it's going is going to be really interesting, right? When the more artificial intelligence in the BIM develops, it's going to get very interesting. These things are, I predict, going to be actually participating in the building eventually, right? Like we've seen drones that can lay bricks already, so it's gonna adopt, definitely. So construction is one of the first industries to adopt them for commercial use, right? Rightly so, because of the cost savings and the time savings, right? So yeah, you guys, like I said, you guys can go through all this stuff, see taking progress photos, creating topographical maps, performing inspections, and knocking out other tasks, right? So the safety implications are really good because these things can get to places that we can't safely, right? Instead of putting a real live person in harm's way, in dangerous way, they're using drones, right? So it's a lot safer for these guys. Actually had an example right down here. So they were mapping it was something along like a cliff type thing, right? An edge where there's like rock slides and stuff like that. While they were mapping the area with the drone, a rock slide did occur, and the rocks landed on the road, right? So thankfully, the drone was in the air, and there's no boots on the ground right there, right? That could have been an ugly incident, right? So that you don't have to convince me about the safety part of it. It's going to be look at, like I was saying, really text heavy, right? But you guys can read this stuff at your leisure. These first few pages are kind of like that, but if you guys have any questions, make sure you ask me down in the comments, or over in the chat right now during the live stream right now. Don't be afraid to, if you're here during the live stream, to talk about anything. I just kind of come up with this material so that there's something to talk about while I'm live, and if I'm alone, then I'm not just staring into the screen. So obviously eventually I'd love to have a really open discussion on whatever, right? So I put some pretty cool videos out lately, so the quality has been improving. And my next live stream is going to be really cool. I'll talk about that at the end of this one, so stay tuned for that. So the benefits of employing drones: speed, the time it takes them to to take the photographs. They can do time lapse photographs, so that the people who are monitoring their project, like the stakeholders, can quickly see the progress, right? But yeah, so here we go here. Time lapse, looking forward, forward looking infrared. So this is neat because in thermal imaging, we're talking about these two at the same time. So thermal imaging is awesome because it can pick up deficiencies in the insulation, right? And this forward looking infrared, can detect heat in faulty electrical joints, as well as energy loss or consumption or insulation defects as part of installing and inspecting HVAC. So that's really important. That's really huge, right? So like just for the future safety of the entire building, it's good. It's a nice safety feature, right? And a quality control measure, right? So thermal imaging, like here, aerial heat image, without chartering a helicopter, right? Yeah, before having to pay for a helicopter to do this, or a crane, employed a lot of people, and like crane rentals and helicopter rentals aren't cheap. So drones are inexpensive, and like there's hands down the cost savings is just huge, right? So boosting business development and marketing. So just the photography that these things can catch from where we can't go, it's just beautiful, amazing footage, right? So using that in marketing materials, right? So the time lapse, all that kind of things can be used in marketing for marketing materials, right? So yeah, it's really interesting stuff. I'm excited to be a part of construction, and when BIM first came out, yeah, we knew there was going to be big changes coming. So this is just another part of augmented reality, building information modeling that it actually has more than that, more applications than that, right? Because these things are gonna, like I said, start being the builders, and like there's other things that are coming up that they're gonna be able to do, right? So one moment here. Okay, so 6 ways drone mapping helps construction companies make better decisions. Well, identifying problems in real time with drone data, keeping projects on schedule, earth moving progress tracking. So this is something that's really neat. When we're building a construction project, when we're billing our progress payments, it's kind of manual thing. You got to manually go through your invoices. You got to manually go and inspect things in site, measure things, see how much material is on site, all these things, right? So it takes a lot of time, and the human factor means the error factor is way up, right? So with the drones tracking everything on site, they're going to help with invoicing as well, right? So the drones can measure how much material is on site, and that's what you bill for, right? And it's also keeping track of the as-built as the the progress goes along. So it's really, really cool stuff. So using drones to improve bids on construction projects. So there a lot of projects during bid time. You have site walkthroughs, so you visually inspect the conditions, right? And kind of guess, right? You can hire companies to do like geo reports and all that stuff, and it's like even with the renos and stuff like that, like old like buildings and structures that need to be demoed that are highly dangerous to enter. Oh, good morning, your real estate whisperer. Thanks for popping in. So yeah, it's going to be really it's going to improve the bid as well, because like I was saying, the fact that these things can just fly over a site and take shots, in a with a wider angle than like I was saying, we physically were going through site and checking things out, right? So yeah, your real estate whisperer, good stuff. Thank you for popping in. I been doing these streams for a few weeks now, and we've been going through the different technology that's been being introduced into the large commercial sector and industrial construction, related to building information modeling and augmented reality and virtual reality and robotics and all these cool stuff, right? This is the kind of like the tail end of my little series. Yeah, this is the tail end of my tech series, really. Just wanted to look a little more into drones. Unfortunately, I didn't really find too many graphic heavy sites, but yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the Mavic Air Pro, definitely. It's going to be real fun to get just that different angle, right? It'd be cool for real estate too, because you can take aerial images of the entire neighborhoods and use that in your marketing marketing packages, right? So just to promote the neighborhoods and stuff like that, just a different perspective, right? So it's really neat. So yeah, drone mapping and the land surveying is really neat because right now they are using GPS to do earthwork, right? So there's the equipment, there's still manned equipment, but the guys, like I said, aren't really doing anything. They're just kind of making sure, they're there for kind of like a safety feature, right? So using the GPS to get the great grade on site is what they're doing right now, and it's all kind of done from one central location, like a control center. But with the drones, you're not going to need that GPS anymore. These things can, there's a picture coming up I'll show you, but these things can estimate the groundworks within, can send controls to these machines, and you can have an accuracy within 5 millimeters. Sorry, I think which is it's crazy. Yeah, the Mavic Air, I think I actually have a page open with that one in there coming up too. So machine learning and artificial intelligence. So that's kind of what where this is going. The problem with it right now is the FAA, the Federal Aviation, I think that's what it is in the U.S. They don't allow drones to be flown out of sight. You have to visually be able to see them, and you have to get permission to fly in certain zones, right? So the AI is amazing because it integrates into the BIM, right? So if you go automatically, these things can just go and scan the sites every day, and they have these cool little charging stations and stuff like that, which you'll see coming up. So I kind of lost my train of thought here. Let's actually just pop over here. Yes, this is it right here. So this is where AI and machine learning comes into play. This cool thing here. This is a company based in Israel. And it's just music, so that's why I muted it, because just not to get that copyright strike, right? So You can check this out. These little stations can be placed, on the construction site, or you'll see in another video on like a farm, and they're well protected inside there. They can just go out, do their daily scans, do whatever they do. You probably have to have, like, I don't think you're going to be able to fit a drone. Like, you probably have to have one for thermal imaging and one for just like regular imaging, right? Because of the size of the cameras. But look at this stuff, right? Automatically changes his battery, and then all the data is transferred wirelessly, right? So there's no need to take the chip out and download your data, right? So look how cool that is. Right, refilled, off we go. So that's pretty neat stuff. I think it's this one right here. It actually shows you, yes, this one here. It shows you, is it this one? Oh, wait, I picked this one. Yeah, this is really neat. So this isn't related to construction, but it can be, because this is the one. This guy here is fit with. Hey Eddie, how's it going? Good to see you here. Good morning. So yeah, this isn't really, this one here isn't related to construction, but it can be if we think about it, right? This guy does a daily scan of the farm site, so it has the oh yeah, some sorry, it's right here. You can check this out. Let me. Yeah, I just. And like, again, I think hopefully I muted the music. It's just music, and I did get good. And the future of construction, right? This is just programmed, and yeah. So neat. So yeah, this thing will obviously notify you automatically if it needs a repair or whatnot. I don't know if you have to do visual inspections, or if it automatically, tells you, hey, I got a broken rotor or whatever, propeller, come fix me, right? I'm not sure if it's there yet, but I wanted to keep this because of it shows a thermal image here. See, like, that's incredible. So these things are obviously awesome, right? It's self-driving. It has to be programmed. I'm sure it has to be programmed, or there's some kind of GPS devices put in the corners. Oh, thank you. You're no doubt, right? Live streaming from your drone, that would be cool. I wonder if you could do that through like I know Streamlabs has a new app where you can stream. Like, I don't know if you can do some kind of like video input capture, right, and have the drone camera as one of those input devices, because you can now have Streamlabs is on your Android phone, so that would be pretty neat, right? That would be so cool. My goal is to, like, I have been talking to PCL myself about going over there and checking out the new tech, and so yeah, I'm really excited about that, and yeah. I just thought it would be awesome to be allowed to this drone here. Yeah, it's about, I think I saw, I saw a price around 14,000 US for that, which I don't think, like, for construction, that's not a lot of money, right? That, for what it saves, like the amount of time it saves from us actually going in the field and like we had to go and physically hold the thermal imaging device and scan everything individually, and yeah, exactly. walk and live stream at the same time. That'd be pretty neat, eh? It's like Vince walking around with his cell phone in Home Depot, right? That's awesome. I am, yeah. About, yeah. Yeah, I'm from Toronto, and I moved out here about 12 years ago. It's just because there's a big construction boom, and the boom hasn't really died down. It's been really busy. I've built some really big projects out here, like a 500,000 square feet and up. I've done some pretty good stuff. It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. This is here. Yes, larger. Well, even what we're finding, like you'll see in the residential sector, because they're building subdivisions, right? So it's not just it's a program, right? So residential programs, they're building like hundreds of homes at a time. There could be so many in one neighborhoods, right? So they are scanning the residential areas. Like I think right now they're just doing like time lapse type things, so the stakeholders can check out the progress and stuff like that. But I'm sure that it's gonna get in more detail, right? So this is neat because Komatsu is a huge equipment company, right? And they've just made a deal with DJI and Skycatch. So yeah, so DJI is the actual manufacturer, and Skycatch is the brand of drones. So this is like the first largest. They've actually integrated or customized the drone for Komatsu into their So the time lapse is really huge, because that's the thing. The guys who, obviously the big investors, they have traditionally had to walk sites and check them all out, and takes a lot of planning and time. So with and then they started installing cameras in different areas, but those are static, right? Or is that dynamic? Whereas I'd say static, but yeah, the drones are dynamic, right? So they can fly all around, and you can get it whenever you want, the data, right? So you don't have to take time off and plan a meeting, go to the meeting and whatnot. You just kind of turn on your computer, and there you go, right? You see your project, which is really neat. So where are we here? Yeah, so this is which one is this one here? This one is so this is I think the Skycatch, right? So this little bad boy here, I believe, would be its let's check it out here. It says right here, local data processing training support. So the Edge 1, yeah, so the market first combination GNSS base station and field processing unit, Edge 1. So this is why it's neat, because we use so many different formats, right? So we have different BIM, there's so many different BIM software like SketchUp and AutoCAD and all these different you got your, for example, when you're with graphics, you got GIF, JPEG, PNG, and then PDF, and so there's all these different formats. So these guys are they just integrate everything together, if you know what I mean. It's really neat stuff. Just making it easier to share and to integrate into other systems, which is really neat. So these cameras, so standard drones. So this is really neat. So 500 centimeters. That within accuracy, right, for ground grading. So and within 5 centimeters. That's really good. Really good accuracy. So here we go. Check this out. Imaging process pro software tools and immediate hardware replacement with no hassle. Fixed price is $1,800 a month. So yeah, that's your cloud computing, right, and stuff like that. It's really it's feature rich. Like I said, all the links are down in the description too. So like I put them on, just put in there for anyone wanting to research it further. But yeah, these things are gonna get crazy. Like right now, they're just helping with the management side of the project, right? But there are drones that lay bricks already, right? So they're gonna be, I'm sure they're gonna be started to be fitted with 3D printing, capabilities and all kinds of stuff, like or like material gathering. Like it's crazy. It's like the full package is 1,400 Canadian for the full Mavic Air here. So yeah, it's a bigger purchase. 18, yeah, no doubt, right? 1,800 a month, yeah, that's quite expensive. So but when you think about it, right, like, because I know, like, we're billing out like $65 an hour for like a field engineers, right? So it would take 3 of them a week to do what this thing could do in like a day, we'll say, right? So you're probably saving your money right there. Right? So it's pretty cool. Yeah, huge cost savings. The plant, like, there's always problems, right? Every day something happens in construction where you got to change schedule, and things are on hold till you figure it out, right? So with being able to get that aerial view and get that whole shot of the site, you're able to predict problems and foresee things, right? So I think that's a huge benefit. It's really neat. This was actually a conference this past June, AEC, right? The Architect Engineers. Yeah, unfortunately this is just past, but there's going to be next one is next year, so May 21st to 23rd in 2019 in Anaheim. I just keep an eye on it, right? And there was actually some pretty good information in here too. So this is where they're at, right? So the drones, when it comes to the regulatory whatever, they're worried about security. So what they want is the drones to be marked so that, like a license plate type of thing. So when they're flying in the air, whoever's monitoring the airways, it'll be able to read that license plate type thing, or like a serial number or whatever for that drone, and it has to be registered, right? So yeah, it's definitely a security issue there. Obviously they're talking about how terrorists and all that use drones and stuff like that, so they don't obviously want to they don't want to let these drones just freely fly around, right? They have to be identified, and and the operators need to be licensed, right? So before you had to apply for like a license. Yeah, it is a mess. That's the problem with all this technology is we need to. There's gonna be a big push for policy change and building codes. So like with the 3D printing and all this stuff, right? So we have to change our safety programs. We have to change our company policies. We have to change. The government has to regulate it. Like the difference in materials, the different process in materials, like the different process in making materials for things like 3D printing and all that. It's all like, yeah, it's a huge mess. There's a lot of paperwork that has to be adjusted to before we can fully integrate all this stuff into our actual real life building, right? Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work. But like construction, like it hasn't had any major changes since like I say, like since the line lasers and GPS really came out. Like we're always the last to adopt new technology, right? but this stuff is just like, it has to be. It would be very, very cool to print a 3D to 3D print a house. We're actually not that far off. What we're waiting for is like they can only print like one thing at a time. So so to speak, what they need to be able to do is print your wires, your ducts, your pipes inside the wall, right? Because it can do the insulating, it can do the structure and the insulation, but it can't do the wiring and all that other stuff yet. So when it can do that, oh yeah, and it's actually, we're not that far away from that, believe it or not. Because at the moment, the 3D, like the smaller houses that have been printed, you also you have to build like furring walls inside to hold all the, you know, the mechanical and electrical, right? So, but it's close. It's really close. And you know what? This stuff isn't going to be taking away any jobs. In my opinion, it's going to create tons of jobs, tons of more jobs. Nobody wants to work construction anymore. It's too hard, right, for these younger guys and girls. I think that, you know, they're all tech savvy, and you know, this is actually so we have a huge labor shortage, right? So it's going, but so all this tech is going to create more jobs than anything. I guarantee it. So it's going to take away from like the loss, right? So the losses that we suffer. So like liquidated damages when your project runs over, like loss in profits because of all different problems and delays, and you know, or having to change things. All that money that's wasted is going to be now put to better use, right? To actual employing people, and this is huge. This is a really cool time to be in construction with all these changes coming. It's just it's going to be really, really, really it's really cool stuff, right? I did my last week's live stream was on 3D printing. Yeah, it was last week's. Yeah. So, yeah, there's some huge. Let me see if I can. But yeah, oh my goodness, I want a drone so bad. The cost. I think I need to buy. I might have to buy. Well, you know what? If you guys haven't yet already, Sean Connell has a contest on right now to win a Canon M50. I'm hoping to win that, so I can replace the Logitech C2 or the C290 for my live streaming. Yeah. Did I? Sorry, guys. I was just. I wanted to show this because so can you imagine that? So the 11 trillion, is that $1 trillion, guys, or is that billion? I can. Yeah, it's a lot of money. That's so neat, being able to right, and look at that. Do you really want to send guys in there to do all the estimating and they're obviously going to dig that out, right? But you don't want to send people in there, but not now when a drone can do it, right? It's so much safer. So yeah, I just yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm really, really excited. I'm excited that PCL and lead core. Yeah, you bet. It's just in OBS. Here, let me see if I can pull it over so we can kind of see that. It's just a screen that so I captured it's a display capture, and I cropped it to the browser, right? And then yeah, I just cropped everything and kind of made it lined up. So it's yeah, so it's a display capture, and I just put it one box for the display for the browser, and I cropped it around that, and then I just put another, like, the device capture box and then the live chat down below it, and just cropped everything so it looks split screen. If you get what I mean. Hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, OBS is I'm still I'm kind of getting the hang of it, but I like to, you know, do some borders and stuff like that. So I gotta kind of get that measurement down perfectly, right? Yeah, yeah, and because the browser capture never works for me on OBS, it never ever works. So or if it does, it just kind of captures what's on the screen at that moment and puts it on. So whereas the display capture, it's actually active, right? And then if you do something, there's this one called Page Marker that I have. It can, you see, you can draw on your pages, clear it, and it's just a Chrome plugin, right? So it's kind of cool. I don't know. I was able to hide this at one point. There we go. Yeah, so there, it's open, right? But then I can't clear it. I got to go back over to clear it. But yeah, it's super, super, super neat. Yeah, I think I covered it all there. Unfortunately, the material that I found wasn't as exciting as the stuff I have been finding, but I'll dig deeper in. My next live stream next Sunday, or maybe this week even, I might do 2 this week, but next week's live stream, I just found out a horrible statistic, and it has to do with opiate usage in construction. So I know there's I think there's probably close to 6 million construction workers in Canada, the US, and 15% of them are on opiates, which is crazy. So, yeah, not cool. I know injuries are pretty rampant in construction, and you know, and of course I've seen it with my own eyes, right? But yeah, if you guys have any questions on that or anything, let me know, and otherwise I'm gonna sign off. But I appreciate everyone showing up. Eddie Smallhorn and your Real Estate Whisperer, I really appreciate you guys being here. Super, super, super cool. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, I'll see you on your live stream probably too. Okay guys, bye for now. We'll talk to you after. Hey, if you're new to ChrisKonkleVlogs, make sure you subscribe right down here. And YouTube thinks you might like this video over here, so give it a watch. And this is Chris. Bye for now, everyone.